What's your something?
Tuition reimbursement, so I can finish my teaching degree.
My something? Making sure our tribal members and associates can stay active and healthy.
My something is preserving and protecting our tribal history and culture.
My something? An individualized career path that fits my needs.
There's something for you here.
Find your something at careers.choctawnation.com.
For those of you that are just coming in, we do have overflow seating in the cafeteria with 3 large TVs on the wall in there, and we'll be broadcasting this in the cafeteria. So if you'd like a nice, cool place to sit, you may go to the cafeteria at this time.
Chair picked out? That right there. The one I always sit right here. Wherever you go.
Please remove your hats and stand for the invocation and remain standing for the national anthem. Dear Heavenly Father, we gather here today to celebrate a significant milestone in our lives. We are grateful for the wisdom and knowledge we have gained, the friendships we have formed, and the experiences that have shaped us. As we step into the next chapter, we ask for your strength and guidance. Help us to use our talents and education to make a positive impact in the world. May we always strive for excellence, show compassion to others, and remain humble in our successes. Bless our families, friends, and all those who have supported us on this journey. Amen.
And I would like to introduce a very special guest to sing the national anthem tonight. He probably needs no introduction, but he's going to get one anyway. He walked across this stage 30 years ago as a Coalgate Class of '95 graduate. He's a Marine Corps veteran and Cole County Sheriff, but most importantly, he's my dad, Sheriff Jason Cadillac Smith.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated. Huh? It is my pleasure to recognize the graduates who have earned the distinction of being Coalgate Honored Graduates. These students have attained an overall grade point average of 90% or higher in all coursework awarded for high school credit on their transcripts, with no grade lower than a B prior to tonight. Students, please stand and face the audience as I call your name. Please remain standing until all names are called. Che Barnett. Michaela Brown. Nicole Griffin. Colt Hawk. Zeke Marlowe. Brody McCullum. Caden Russell. Blaine Ryan. Kaylee Smith. Keegan Tapp. Natalie Washburn. And Easton Wilkinson. Thank you, graduates. You may be seated. At this time, I'd like to present the scholarships and some of the awards earned from the seniors as of tonight. Oklahoma Promise scholarships are pending final grades. Seniors, please stand and face the audience when I call your name and remain standing until I call the next name. Che Barnett. Che received the CEA Veda Nelson Scholarship, the Murray State Rising Star Tuition Waiver Scholarship, and the Mr. Wildcat Athletic Booster Scholarship. Candace Batiste. Candace is a recipient of the Oklahoma Promise Scholarship, the Purple Heart Athletic Booster Scholarship, and the Mickey Blue Scholarship. Michaela Brown. Michaela is an Oklahoma Academic Scholar. She is a Coalgate Education Association Female Student of the Year. She received the Oklahoma Promise Scholarship. She earned the Horatio Algier Association Scholarship, the Coalgate Athletic Booster Top Female Athletic Scholarship, the Murray State Rising Star Tuition Waiver Scholarship. From Oklahoma State University, Michaela was offered the following scholarships: the Clerico Family Foundation Scholarship, the Legacy Scholarship, the 2-year Assistant Scholarship, the Alumni Chapter Scholarship, the Academic Excellence Scholarship, and the Academic Excellence Supplemental Scholarship, the Cowboy Covenant Scholarship. Michaela accepted the following scholarships from Oklahoma Baptist University: the OBU Academic Scholarship, the Athletic Marching Band Scholarship, the Bison Pact Scholarship, the FAFSA Completion Scholarship, the Guaranteed Bison Scholarship, and the OBU Multicultural Scholarship. Michaela will be a member of the OBU Bison Marching Band. Daxton Childers. Daxton is a recipient of the Murray State Rising Star Tuition Waiver Scholarship, the All Cats Sports League Don Adcock Memorial Scholarship, the Angela Tate Glasgow Memorial Scholarship, the Black Hawk Services Athletic Scholarship, and the Steve and Linda Hudson Scholarship. Jordan Crockett. Jordan received the Southeastern Oklahoma State University Band Scholarship, and she will be a member of the 2025-26 Southeastern Marching Band. Mason Crow. Mason received the Buddy Ann Childress Memorial Scholarship and will be on the 2005-2006 Eastern Oklahoma State College meat judging team. Rainey Davidson. Rainey is a recipient of the Murray State Rising Star Tuition Waiver Scholarship, the Oklahoma Promise Scholarship, the Ernest Paul Fanning Always a Wildcat Memorial Scholarship, the Mickey Blue Scholarship, the All Cats Sports League Don Adcock Memorial Scholarship, and the East Central University Academic Excellence Scholarship. Tate Diaz. Tate is a recipient of the Bobby Hatt Memorial Scholarship, the Coalgate Athletic Booster Purple Heart Scholarship, the East Central University Scholar Scholarship, and the East Central University Track Scholarship. Tate will be a member of the 2005-2006 ECU track team. Micah Ferris. Micah is a recipient of the Coalgate Athletic Booster Miss Wildcat Scholarship and the Southeastern State University Stronger Storm Scholarship. Nicole Griffin. Nicole is the recipient of the Coalgate Hall of Fame Athletic Scholarship, the East Central University Academic Excellence Scholarship, and the Linda Strunk Scholarship. Colt Hawk. Colt is a recipient of the Southeastern Stronger Storm Tuition Waiver Scholarship and the Southeastern East Sports Scholarship, And Coat will be a member of the 2005-2006 Southeastern Esports team. JC Lee. JC received the East Central University Academic Scholarship. Zeke Marlowe. Zeke was offered football scholarships from McPherson College and Oklahoma Panhandle State University. He's an Oklahoma Promise Scholar, and Zeke is a recipient of the Coalgate Hall of Fame Athletic Scholarship. Chelsea Mummy. Chelsea is the recipient of the East Central University Academic Scholarship. Anna Wynn. Anna Wynn. Anna is the recipient of the Comiskey Technology Center Steps to Success Scholarship. Jace Norton. Jace is the recipient of the Oklahoma Rural Rehabilitation Corporation Scholarship. Nevaeh, it's your turn. Nevaeh Parker. Nevaeh is the recipient of the Mickey Blue Scholarship and is a 2025 Slow Pitch All-Stater. Ryken Pebworth. Ryken is an Oklahoma Promise Scholar. Brooke Penny. Brooke was offered the East Central University Academic Scholarship. Jasmine Pittman. Jasmine received the Safeguard Insurance Scholarship. Caden Russell. Caden received the All Cats Sports League Don Adcock Memorial Scholarship, the Bobby Hatton Memorial Scholarship, the Coe County Conservation Scholarship, the David Heath Ward Memorial Scholarship, the Coalgate Hall of Fame Athletic Scholarship, the Lance Hartsfield Memorial Scholarship, the Murray State Rising Star Tuition Waiver Scholarship, the Southeastern Curriculum Scholarship. He was selected as a Masonic Male Student of Today and earned the state FFA degree. He received an Eastern Oklahoma State College Academic Scholarship and a Meat Judging Team Scholarship. And he will be a member of the 2025-26 Eastern Oklahoma State College Meat Judging Team. Blaine Ryan. Blaine is an Oklahoma Academic Scholar. He received the Nolan Watson Memorial Scholarship, Oklahoma Promise Scholarship. He earned the state FFA degree. He received the Southeastern University Regional University Baccalaureate Scholarship and was selected to be a member of the Southeastern Honors Program. Josie Smith. Josie received the Margaret Ho Daniel Encouragement Scholarship, the Murray State College Rising Star Tuition Waiver Scholarship, the Southeastern Stronger Storm Tuition Waiver Scholarship, and she is the Masonic Female of Today. Kaylee Smith. Kaylee received the honor of being inducted into the National Technical Honor Society. She received the Southeastern Emerging Vocal Artist Scholarship and the Southeastern Reba McIntyre Music Major Award. Kaylee will be a member of the 2025-26 Southeastern Vocal Choir. Tristan Trevathan. Tristan received the Oklahoma Promise Scholarship. He also received the McPherson College Football Scholarship, and he will play football on the 2025-26 McPherson College football team. Nakota Wainscott. Nakota is Oklahoma Promise Scholar, and he received the Comanche Technology Center Steps to Success Scholarship. Natalie Washburn. Natalie received the Murray State Rising Star Tuition Waiver, Oklahoma Promise Scholarship, the Margaret Ho Daniel Encouragement Scholarship, the Oklahoma Rural Rehabilitation Corporation Scholarship, the Cole County OHCE Scholarship, the Marion and Sue Floyd Memorial Medical Scholarship, and the East Central University Academic Scholarship. Easton Wilkinson. Easton received the Blackhawk Services Athletic Scholarship, the Coalgate Hall of Fame Athletic Scholarship, the Ernest Paul Fanning Always a Wildcat Memorial Scholarship, the Murray State Rising Star Tuition Waiver Scholarship, the Texoma Chevy Plus Athletic Scholarship, the Coalgate Athletic Booster Top Academic Male Athlete Scholarship, and he's the Coalgate Education Association Male Student of the Year. Angel Wilson. Angel received the East Central University Academic Scholarship. Landon Wright. Landon received the Safeguard Insurance Scholarship. He's an Oklahoma Promise Scholar. He received the Sergeant Jason James McCluskey Memorial Scholarship, the Montgomery GI Bill Scholarship, the University of North Texas Excellent Scholar Scrappy Award Scholarship, and the University of North Texas In-State Tuition Waiver Scholarship. This graduating class of 2025 has been offered more than $648,000 in scholarships. Thank you.
Tonight we have a very special graduation speaker, 2009 Coalgate graduate, Mr. Luke Palmer. Luke is currently fishing in the Bassmaster Elite Series at the Sabine River, so he isn't able to speak with us in person. However, his media crew has hooked us up with a video address so he can share some advice with our 2025 hometown graduates. Luke Palmer was introduced to fishing at a very young age by his father, Tammy. Living on a very busy farm and having a family-owned business meant very little time to spend with his dad. Fishing was his time with his father, and Luke cherished every moment of that. As Luke grew up, he played basketball and baseball competitively in high school. High school fishing hadn't taken off quite yet. He would hop in the local fishing tournaments with his dad when he could, all the way through high school and college. These team tournaments were his first exposure to competitive nature of fishing, which Luke fell in love with. Luke is an athlete at heart and loves to compete. Luke knew he had a love for the sport, though he acquired enough skill to try to take a step higher and fish in the Bassmaster Open events. So at 18, he registered and competed in his first open circuit. He suddenly realized probably he had a lot more to learn than he thought and needed just to keep working on fine-tuning his skills. Luke went to college at Murray State to earn a business degree. He knew that the fourth generation family business would need him, and this time of learning needed to be his goal. His dream of fishing at a higher level came into play a few years following college. His dad and mom encouraged him to give it another shot and try, so he entered the Bassmaster Opens once again. It took only 2 seasons to qualify for the elite season, following his win at the Ray Scott National Championship that same year. Luke had big decisions to make. Does he take the step and fish at the next level, or just be content with knowing you qualified? With the encouragement and support of his family, Luke decided to take the plunge. using his savings and fishing from the Elite Series. He promised his dad he would only take off to fish a tournament weeks and would still be full-time at the hardware store. It was very important for Luke not to leave his family one man down at the store so he could just be a professional angler. However, it was just not who he is. He is a blue-collar, hard-working guy from Oklahoma who is providing for a happy, healthy family. Family is extremely important to him, and with his new baby boy, Lakin, wife, Pris, and oldest daughter, Landry, time at home is very important because he is on the road 30 to 40,000 miles a year traveling all over the country to the different fishing tournament venues. 7 seasons into the professional career, and Luke has qualified for 5 Bassmaster Classics and placed 26th, 29th, 20th, 28th, 15th, and 55th in the Angler of the Year points, as well as becoming a Bassmaster Elite Series champion on Santee, Cooper Lakes, and South Carolina in 2023. Exceptional finishes for the professional anglers who has full-time while he has tried to manage a family back at home. We are pleased to hear from Mr. Luke Palmer.
First part of your life career, and you're moving on to bigger and better things, and that's awesome. I'm proud of you guys for that. You know, a little background check on me. My family had the CNC hardware for years, back in the 40s when it was beginning, and which we sold that here in the last few years, and I've pursued the fishing career completely. So going back to when I started, growing up in Coalgate, we lived right in town. We actually moved outside of town in 98, 99, somewhere right in there. And it's where I was outside. I was in the outdoors, still playing baseball and basketball, and I was still fishing quite a bit too. You know, whenever I was in 5th or 6th grade, I got to a point in my life to where my dad had always fished tournaments. And it was something that I wanted to do because I wanted to spend time with my dad. Me and him had a great relationship. And he took me hunting, took me fishing, building fence, mowing grass, weeding, you know, the whole 9 yards. Dad always had me outside doing things. So when I was in about 6th grade, Dad said, okay, it's time for you to take the helm and we're going to start fishing tournaments together. Little did I know what that was going to explode into. But we had a great relationship, like I said. We started fishing tournaments, and let's just say we didn't do quite so well for a good while. You know, it was very frustrating. But in those times, I was still playing basketball, still playing baseball. I was also mowing yards. So that was one thing Dad always instilled in me, was to work. You know, it didn't matter what I was doing. I mean, I would be in the hardware store on Saturday morning, stocking shelves, sweeping floors, or I'd be mowing grass every day when I was after school. Whatever I had to do, I was going to be working because I knew that's what it would take for me to fuel my passion of fishing because I love it so much. But you know, I kept playing baseball, kept playing basketball, doing all the things, and enjoyed it. Was there a lot of downtime? No. I was constantly hooked up doing something, which, you know, in turn, it's probably a good thing. It keeps you out of trouble whenever you stay busy, keep your mind focused on, you know, what goals you have in your life. You know, keep going up and got into middle school, and I'll never forget my dad. We went and fished a tournament, and back then it was takeoff tournaments, and everybody would get one ramp, and they'd call your boat number, boat 1 through 100 or 150, whatever it was. You'd take off the line, and my dad, he ran to the first spot we wanted to fish, and he said, get up and run the trolling. And he said, shoot show from now on. And I was like, okay. I don't know if that's quite the best idea for Dad to do on this one, but he still believed in me. And he told me, I'll never forget it, he said, I've done this stuff. He said, it's your time now to learn. And we fished against some really good fishermen back then. We still do, but we got our teeth kicked in this or something. I mean, you got 11, 12-year-old kid fishing against these guys that are 35, 40, 50, 60 years old and been fishing together 20, 30 years together and had so much experience on these lakes. And you got me out here that's like, ta-da, here you go. You know, but I love it. You know, it was, you'd get up and we'd leave at 3:30 in the morning, you know, and you had to get in bed, but you couldn't sleep because you were so excited. But those years, I can still look back and remember every single bit. And we got raw for a good while. I'm just telling you, it was not good. We put a lot of donation money into the pot for sure. But you know, like I said, I was still playing baseball, I was still playing basketball, and we had some good teams. We did. We had a really, really good team. I know my freshman year, junior, and stayed 2 or 3 times in baseball. We also went to state in basketball in my sophomore year. So we were really competitive, and I was competitive, big time. I did not like to lose at all, no matter what it was. And I was going to do everything that I could possibly control to do that. Whether it was me being in the gym, after practice, I would go mow yards or help Dad feed cows, and then I would go back to the gym from 8 to 10 o'clock. I mean, whether it was shooting baskets or in the gym, hitting in the cage, which I guess now we got a nice hitting facility down at the baseball fields now. So, but I was always doing that. You know, to better myself, to be able to help my teammates to do so we could win. You know, we had a very good high school career. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I had some great teachers, great coaches, and we had a lot of fun and enjoyed every bit of it. Looking back now, those are some amazing years of your life that you don't really have too many responsibilities yet. And you guys are about to step out into the world where there's going to be a lot more responsibilities and a lot more struggle. But keep that mindset. You want to keep going. And whenever I got out of high school, I bought my first boat right after my last basketball game. I had saved all my money and time that I didn't go out on Friday and Saturday nights to town or do whatever because I knew I was going to be fishing on Friday and Saturday and Sunday nights because I had to have that discipline. Just like in sports, I had that discipline to say, guys, I love to go out and hang out with you guys, but I've got an end goal in mind that I want to get to state in baseball, state in basketball, whatever. This is what it's going to take for us to get better. So I did that and I bought my first boat. And that year, after I graduated, me and my dad had one of the best years we'd ever had together. We had won Angler of the Year in a couple of trails. We won a couple of championships and done really, really, really well that year. And it was that sense of relief and accomplishment of all those times that I didn't go out or I didn't go do this or do that with my buddies, that my end goal was to do well fishing. And with my dad, it made it even better. You know, and I would end up going to college. I went to Murray and Tishomingo, a little 2-year school, and I went and got my business degree over there. You know, my baseball, basketball career, I knew was not going to take me to the next level of, you know, getting paid to play. So that was just not my thing. And I wish I would have played some, but that was not my calling in life. I wanted it to be, but I enjoyed fishing a lot. I was still getting to spend time with my dad. And when I graduated, I started working full-time at the hardware store. I still had my 30 yards I mowed every week. I was still fishing every Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Friday, when I got away from the store every now and then. But I kept doing it. And, you know, stayed out of doing other stuff and still had my time devoted to bettering my life. But, you know, go to Murray, get my degree from over there. It did take me 2.5 years at 2-year school, so time does not always have the essence, you know, as long as you get it done. And so I got that degree, and I kept fishing, and me and my dad were doing very, very well together in tournaments. We were, not saying we were one of the top teams in the state, in this area. We had just done very well, and it was great. But when I got up in life, I got around 24, 25. One of my good buddies, Steve, come by and he said, Luke, he said, you need to go fish the Bassmaster Opens. And I said, Steve, I said, I'm not good enough to do that. I said, I can't do it. Them guys are good, like they're phenomenal. So go do it. Just try it 1 year. I was like, man, I don't know. I said, when I'm doing well here, I don't know what I'm gonna be like out of state. Well, lo and behold, going into the final tournament, I was figuring out how I was gonna, there's 3 tournaments to qualify to make the Bassmaster Elite Series, which is what I do now. And you have to get in the top 5. We're going into the final tournament on day 2. I only had to catch 1 fish over 3 pounds and would have put me in the Elite Series. I was leading the points. And the wheels fell off. Train derailed, bombed out. Right? And I missed making a life goal in 1 instant. By taking it to, I still had everything going for me at the hardware store. Still had all of that going in my life. And all of a sudden, this goal that I had actually seen whenever I was 5, 6, 7 years old fishing at a farm pond was about to become a reality. Like, I'm going to be fishing professionally. And that never really dawned on me up till that point. And whenever I got back in the weigh-in that day, I had missed making the leads by 7 points, which could have been 1 fish here, 1 fish there was the difference in me, my lifelong goal happened. That was the longest 9.5-hour drive from the Chaffalaya Basin in South Louisiana that had ever happened in my entire life. That has been the worst drive because the goal that I had in life had done. Well, there was a blessing in disguise with this. You know, God's plan is always greater than our plan. And I didn't understand it at all at the time. Trust me, it hurt bad. But the next year, my buddy said, hey, let's go fishing again. I said, man, I had my chance, man. I'm not going to do it. Well, things happened, and I wasn't able to fish on that year. But like I said, blessing in disguise. Some things that happened at home, and I was able to fish another league, which at the championship, if you made the championship, you'd win $100,000. And I said, that'd be another thing I could fish at least to have a chance to make some money. Well, lo and behold, I qualified for that tournament the next spring, and it is in Shreveport, Louisiana, on the Red River. And that year, I'd also got back into the Opens and still had to get those 3 tournaments and get in the top 5 to make the elites. I had a good tournament, and then I went to the Red River and was blessed tremendously and ended up winning the Race Scott tournament, which paid me, ended up being $99,000 because I sold a boat for $49,000 and got a $50,000 check. But that same year, I qualified for the elites. And that money that I had won from that tournament was able to pay for my entry fees for 2 years once I got to the elites. And if that would have happened, if I would have made it the 2 years prior, I wouldn't have had that money to do it. And would I have been able to? Probably not, because it's an expensive sport to do. But keeping my head up, and keeping my faith, my head up, even in those struggles, I did never really quit. You know, just like when you got a 1-2 count in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, you don't quit because that one pitch can be the difference between hitting that home run and going on to the next thing or something happening. It can be that small, but never quit, never give up. You know, I've had a lot of great people along my ways that have helped me out and, you know, have got me to where I am today. You know, obviously if it wasn't for God, He's blessed me tremendously with everything He's done for me. But I've had good relationships with people, but just being good to people. You know, I've had friends reach out to me, you know, Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that, that from back in high school. You know, and that's been several years ago now. It doesn't seem like it's that long. But, you know, they've even said, like, hey, they said, you know, you were good to me back when we were in school. And it might have been just something, just pat them on the back, say, hey, man, doing all right. Something that small can be a major difference. Just like my buddy Steve saying, go do this. It would have never happened for me. You know, you know, that one time that somebody's having a bad day and you smile at them and say hi and be good with them. You never know what kind of day they're having, what's happening at home, what's just happening in their life. Be good. I mean, and you'll be blessed and your fruits will be bountiful. I mean, that's a big thing I've looked at all these years. And, you know, just like you see this jersey, it's got all these names on it. And it's because of relationships that I have been very sincere and true with, and they've been great to me. And, but like I say, guys, in reality, be good to one another. Go on. Just because you're coming from a town, and Coalgate's not that big, it doesn't mean you can't go out and do big things in life. You know, if you'd have told me 15, 20 years ago that I'd be standing here in front of you guys, giving my testimony, my life story to you, and be fishing in the boat, being halfway across the country, I would have said there's no way. Not from the old Coalgate, there's no way. You know, people tell you that, oh, you're just from a small town, you don't understand it. No, they don't understand how big the heart and big the group that we have in Coalgate that really push you to do well. I love Coalgate, and I'll be there for the rest of my life. And it's just some place that's very special to me. You know, and you know, there's nothing wrong with staying right there in Coalgate and doing whatever job or whatever you can, or if you need to move to the city and do whatever. But don't ever quit, don't ever give up, and your dreams can go farther than you can imagine. I mean, like I said, I have been all across this country fishing, some of the best places in the world to fish, and in America anyway. I've got to travel the country actually for companies and stuff that I'm with, and I never thought from being at Coalgate that they had the opportunity, but it's there. Keep that positive mindset and go for it. Gerald Swindle, the guy that I fish against, he has a bracelet that has PMA on it. It stands for Positive Mental Attitude, and that is 100% what you should feel like. No matter how bad things are, how good things are, stay positive. I know it's hard. When things are bad or whatever's going on in your life, try to look for some inkling of a positive sign about it. And your day's going to turn around. It's going to get better. Just keep that in mind. Keep going. And I appreciate y'all having me. I've got to go rig some rods and get ready to go. But I appreciate y'all having me, and congratulations, class of 2025.
To the Coalgate High School graduating class of 2025. Congratulations on reaching this incredible milestone. Today you stand at the threshold of your next great adventure, armed with the lessons, friendships, and memories that have shaped your journey through Coalgate schools. As you step into the future, embrace every challenge as a chance to grow and carry forward the values of dedication, courage, and compassion that have brought you here. Your potential is boundless and as wide as the effort you're willing to give. Remember these 4 guiding principles as you move ahead. Always do your best with what God has given you every single day. Be a light to those around you, lifting others up while protecting your own heart and mind. Be grateful for each day, for tomorrow is never guaranteed. And last, keep hope alive and never, never, ever give up. Class of 2025, this is not an ending, but a bold new beginning. Believe in your dreams, stay true to who you are, and go make your mark on the world. With the first row of graduates, stand and prepare to receive your diplomas.
Hayden Zane Allen. Maya Lorraine Ayers. Jaden Homer Barnett. Candace Destiny Lee Batiste. Michaela Victoria Brown. Daxton Dale Childers. Tiana Leilani Lynn Cole. Jordan Riley Anise Crockett. Mason Zane Crow. Rainey Brooke Davison. Tate Jeffrey Diaz. Damian Michael Demick. Micah Lindley Ferris. Jaden Shane Franklin. Cody Odessa Graham. Nicole Dawn Griffin. Jaden Nicole McDaniel. Colt Ryan Hall. Christian Lee Ho. J. Todd House. J.C. Paige Lee. Ezekiel Boone Marlowe. Brody John McCullum. Chelsea Leanne Munning. Katie Mae Nelson. Anna Wynn. Jace Tanner Norton. Nevaeh Grace Parker. Kaylee Lane Pate. Brennan Faye Patton. Ryken Daniel Ruger Pepper. Brooke Elizabeth Penny. Jasmine Pearl Pittman. Busker Morris Ratcliffe. Trevor Shane Robson. Noah James Doyle Rodriguez. Caden Neal Neil Russell. Blaine Andrew Ryan. Josie Ann Brooke Smith. Kaylee Nicole Smith. Abigail Eveline Stevenson. Trinity Arkea Sutton. Keegan Gates Knapp. Jared Dwayne Taylor. Tristan James Trevathan. Dakota Bear Wainscott. Ramsey Allen Ford Warren. Natalie Leanne Worsford. Natalie Leanne Worsford. Easton Cole Wilkinson. Angel K. Wilson. Allison Jane Wilton-Barger. Landon John Wright.
Okay, it's time for the benediction. Oops, okay. Okay, Josie's going to come give our benediction.
Please rise and remove your caps for the prayer. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, as this ceremony comes to an end, I pray we reflect on the gifts you've given us throughout these years, and in many ways you have blessed our lives. We thank you for the challenges that you have thrown our way, and how you gave us the strength to pull us through. Lord, as we depart from each other tonight, I pray we never forget the friendships and the blessings that you have given us, and the lifelong connections we have made. Thank you for the young men and women graduating tonight, that you may use them as your hands and feet, Father, and to help them make a difference in this world. I pray we never forget that in the book of Joshua, you tell us to be strong and courageous, not to be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord our God is with us wherever we shall go. I pray that you make our path straight, Father, and that we may seek after you in everything that we do. In your Son's holy name I pray, amen.
All right, parents, get ready. It is with great pride and great expectation that I present to you the 2025 Coalgate High School graduating class. Graduates, you may toss your caps.
Please allow our graduates to do the recessional.
What's your something? Tuition reimbursement, so I can finish my teaching degree.
My something? Making sure our tribal members and associates can stay active and healthy.
My something is preserving and protecting our tribal history and culture.
My something? An individualized career path that fits my needs.
There's something for you here.
Find your something at careers.choctawnation.com.